A tree depends on the rapid transfer of water through its internal system to take nutrients from its roots. Wood is by nature hygroscopic, that is, it's affected by the moisture content that surrounds it. If the environment is too wet, the timber will swell, too dry and the timber will warp. Once badly distorted, the doors rarely return to normal. Doors should always be stored flat on a level surface in a well-ventilated building. They should be stacked on 3 bearers to spread the load. The bearers should be longer than the width of the doors and carefully levelled to ensure that all take an equal share of the weight. They should be covered to keep them clean, but without restricting air circulation. They should also be stacked in such a way that they're not exposed to daylight. Ultraviolet light can cause fading or discoloration of timber. The doors should be handled with clean hands or clean gloves and should never be dragged one across the other. A thorough inspection of the door must take place before fitting commences and should be sealed or knotted and primed on both faces and all 4 edges immediately after delivery. Doors should be fitted square, true and plumb. Use packing if required. If stops and jambs are not properly square, this will cause stress when opening and closing the door, resulting in distortion. Similarly, if hinges are not set in a straight line, the door will be under constant stress, so 3 hinges should be fitted in perfect alignment. Special care should be taken when hanging double doors, as any inaccuracy will be shown by the rebated stiles not meeting. The doors may then appear to be twisted. Adjustment of the hinge position or adjusting the stop-slip will normally overcome this problem. When fitting doors, lock mortises must not be cut through joints in the door framing, as this will impair performance of the rail joint. If a reduction in width or height is required, this is best achieved by removing equal amounts from each side of the door. Once again, the doors should receive a further 3 coats of paint or clear finish immediately after fitting. Conditioning doors to the prevailing climatic conditions is essential, and they should not be subject to abnormal heat, extreme dryness, humid conditions, or sudden changes to temperature or humidity. Special care should be taken when central heating is used for the first time. Heating should be switched on initially at low level. The temperature should then be raised gradually over a period of time. After the doors are installed, good ventilation is vital. Windows should therefore be left open to ensure a good circulation of air through the house, both during the day and also at night. Before finishing, the door must be clean and dry, with its moisture content being no higher than the average for that location in the building. Knots sometimes exude resin, but should cease within a year. Treating the knot with a knotting agent like shellac will help reduce the amount of resin exuded. Handling marks or the effects of exposure should be removed by lightly sanding with fine grit sandpaper in the direction of the grain. White spirits or cellulose thinner will help remove dust or grease from the door. And all dust cleaned off before applying primer or sealer. Chiltern has introduced an approval fire door installer scheme, of which Kelly Doors is a member. This scheme now ensures that fire door installations are carried out to the manufacturer's recommendations, or BS 8214. Kelly Doors is able to pre-hang all fire doors in accordance with the relevant fire certificate. The correct installation of fire doors and door sets is paramount in ensuring the fire-resisting performance achieved in the event of fire, and should only be carried out by competent and experienced professionals. Stops should be a minimum of 12 mm and may be rebated, pinned and glued, or pinned only. The door frame must be constructed to give clearance of 3 mm all around the head and long edges of the door leaves, and 6 mm or less at the foot of the door. The frame should be securely fixed in the surrounding aperture using steel fixings at 500 mm maximum centres on both jambs. Ironmongery must be chosen and installed carefully to ensure that the door's performance is not compromised. Certified hinge sizes should be equal 98 by 30 by 3 mm and be manufactured from steel, stainless steel or brass, protected with intumescent paper or mastic. Minimal material should be removed when mortising out for ironmongery. Over-mortising is to be avoided, as this may hinder performance in the event of fire. All fire doors must be self-closing, and approved closers should be fitted according to manufacturer's guidelines. Approved overhead door closers, Stanley spring hinges and concealed mortise closers can all be used with Kelly FD30 doors. All door closing systems must be capable of fully closing the leaf from any position, overcoming the latch mechanism and any smoke seals if fitted. Intumescent strips should be fitted all around the heads and jambs of the frames, unbroken except at the hinges and latches. Check the fire cert to determine which intumescent to use, as alternatives will invalidate the fire cert. If the door set is required to suppress the flow of coal smoke, for example FD30S, fitting the equivalent seal is necessary. All gaps around the FD30 door frames should be protected by a 15 mm minimum thickness timber architrave fitted around both sides of the frame, and packed mineral wool or 2 mm by 10 mm intumescent seal or a bead of intumescent mastic. When incorporating glazing, proprietary glazing systems must be used in addition with approved glass types. Using incorrect intumescent and/or glazing will negate the fire certification. Kelly Doors can supply doors fully glazed to the correct standards. Under no circumstances must the fire door leaf be cut to fit under an angle ceiling, staircase or an existing opening. This again will negate the fire resistance of the door. Kelly Doors can supply all doors as fully pre-hung door kits, including door, frame, saddle, adjustable architrave, lock and handle, saving valuable time and reducing on-site costs. Contact Kelly Doors, who can offer a wide variety of off-standard doors.